Hi, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody. It depends on where you are sitting around the globe. And we are here as Ignite Global faculty staff to share with you Team Coaching Competency 8. Hello, Anne, and hello, Antanas.
Hi, Kate. Hi, Antanas.
Yeah. So Anne is our faculty staff at Ignite Global for team coaching, and she had a team coaching training a few years ago, and Antenna also had a team coaching a few years ago. And Anne is our ICF credentialed coach, and so is Antennas. And today we are going to share with you of Competency 8. I'm going to myself, you can see I'm a PCC ACT with Ignite Global faculty. So, okay. Now, look at the team coaching, team competency 8 is the facilitate clients' growth. And what's add on in this one is encourage dialogues and reflections to help the team identify their goals and steps to achieve those goals. And hi, Antanas. I know you have been a coach for a long, long time. You also have a couple hundred clients, and you have been doing team coaching for a long time as well. What does facilitating client growth look like in a team context?
Thank you. So, hi everybody, and thank you for the question. So, the simplest way I put it, if we compare, team coaching and individual coaching, in the individual coaching, the insights lives in one head and one person acts on it. In the team, when we facilitate the growth is something the whole team builds together, and you can actually see it. So, and I can name, I think, four concrete things what I can name. So, first, the team arrives at shared common goal. Goals they agree on as a team, not goal handed to them, and not just their leader's goal. Second, they design the action steps together, in collaboration, deciding who does what. The third one, and this is where it becomes real, they actually make the progress on those steps between the sessions, not only in the room with the coach. And the fourth thing, I would say they show up as a having the team agreements and the team deciding how it will work and behave, and then
Mm,
holding each other accountable on that. So facilitating growth is helping the team, turn its own awareness into this shared movement, not like individual, shared ownership. So that's how I would answer to your question. So
oh, thank
what
you.
do you think? Yeah.
Ah, and what do you think?
No, I have nothing else to add to what Antanas said. I think he has hit it on the head really there.
Yeah, great. And Antanas mentioned about the team facilitate client growth. The team develop their own goals and then design the steps forward. So Anne, from your experience, Anne has been a coach for a long time as well. And what are the key differences between goal setting for the team and the goal setting for the individual?
It's very different, Kate. One-to-one coaching is one person setting their goal and deciding on the agenda. With a team, it's a collective entity. So that means that there are multiple voices and perspectives. So the coach facilitates a dialogue around goal setting, uh, around negotiating differences, around establishing meaning, getting agreement. It's a collective ownership of the goal as opposed to one person setting a goal or everybody coming in with different versions of the goal. the coach has to get the agreement.
Mm, mm. Interesting. It's very different from individual, right? Is it more challenging to work with a team than work with one-on-one?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So when we talk about the facilitate client growth, and maybe Antenna, would you answer these, help us to understand more? What are the signs of growth in teams?
Yeah, really good question. You know, the clearest sign for me is that the team starts having dialogue among themselves without, this bouncing everything back to the coach or to the me. So, the ball moves between the team, first thing. Then a few more things what I can mention. The communication changes. So what I mean, no single person dominates in the team. Pe- People actually listen instead of waiting to speak.
To
Yeah, and then, if this communication changes, no single person dominates in the room. Yeah, so people actually listen instead of waiting to speak. They make and keep their agreements. They actually make progress on the commitments. So what is agreed, then it's done. Not only in the room, but they collaboratively improve this week by week. And maybe one more sign is this, that it can be sometimes uncomfortable for coaches, but the good sign that the team is growing is that the team needs the coach less and less. So it means that the team becomes mature. It functions as, on a higher level, so more cohesive level, and it becomes self-sufficient. So I believe that's the success. We're not building dependence on the coach.
the team are not build more dependence on the coach, but rather become more self-sufficient.
Yes,
And
right,
they have
right.
that's the sign of team growth.
Yeah.
Mhm. Great, very great point. And Anne, do you have something to add?
Well, as Anton has just mentioned there, I mean, the whole point of coaching, team coaching, is so that the team can continue to, resolve conflict and to negotiate differences once the coach is gone.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So, the competency set 8 is about encourage more dialogue and reflections. So, Anne, what do you think team coach could do um, to maximize the dialogue and reflection?
I think the most important thing is creating psychological safety. And to do that, it requires competency 5, which is maintaining presence. So the coach has to stay attuned, notice energy patterns, notice dominant voices or reactions, and to be non-reactive, to know when to keep silence, to make sure all voices are heard, to give advance notice of roundtable questioning. I think that's the most important part, really. And once the coach maintains presence, then it can make it safe for everybody.
Mhm. Wow, yeah, yeah. It is very important. How could people open up more? And you mentioned several very good points. And if we to facilitate clients' growth, we need to encourage their more dialogue and reflection among themselves, and also help the team to develop their own goals. So why is it important that it is the team, it's not the coach to identify the steps for the team's goal? Who would like to answer?
I can answer. And so,
Sure.
yeah, why it matters. So I believe it's ownership and accountability, and it have to live inside the team, not inside the coach, not inside the room. If coach design the steps, the team complies for it for a while, but then it fades because the steps were, coach. If the team design its own steps, it owns them and it keeps going after the agreement ends. And it comes back to one of our, core promises as a coaches. Yeah. So the client has the answers. In a
Yeah.
team, those answers are distributed across the room. My job or coach job is not to be the smartest person in the room. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see
absolutely.
Anne nodding. That's so
Yeah.
true. And see our both Anne and Antennas, on this page that we try not to be the smartest person in the room, but rather like the team to grow up, to own their responsibilities, own their goal settings and growth and decision making. Wow. And back to the bottom for the competency, let me share this slide one more time. Um, so it is encourage the team to the dialogue and reflection to help the team identify goals and steps to achieve their goal. Even though safety is not mentioned here, and from what you both said, in order for the team to have this growth, like dialogue among themselves, and then develop their goals to own their responsibilities. And you mentioned earlier a very good point, a good point was to building safety first. So how can uh, the team to feel safer or feel safe enough to reflect honestly, and what condition has to be present?
Mm.
Okay, so I think firstly the coach needs to be neutral and very aware of their own biases so that they don't bring them into the coaching session. They also need to be non-reactive, give advance notice of a round table, as we mentioned earlier, to allow silence and allow time to think. That would also be very important, that people have time to reflect. Not everybody responds instantly, and that they have time to reflect and give an answer that is unhurried, that the coach can slow things down enough and have an unhurried pace. Also, to have boundaries around time so that people know what to expect. People can feel free to have their voices heard and not feel judged or threatened by if they do voice their opinion.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like high bar, right? For the team coach, because the team coach is not only facing one person, facing the whole team to, as you said, an unrushed, unhurried, give them enough time, space, and also you have to set a proper boundary for the time as well, and to let the team to reflect and also uh, if there's a silence is needed and let it be, give them the space. And that sounds a high bar to, juggle between the time and the boundaries and also the space. And it is very challenging. And so that's why from the Ignite Global uh, team coaching course, three of us were at a different cohorts through this course, and that's what we learned. That's what we are currently practicing in our own practice. And if you are interested um, in this course and to learn about team coaching, to become a team coach, and please join us. And Antanas, what last word you have for our coaches who want to join us as a team coach, become our team coaching colleagues?
From my side, maybe I can add one thing. You named like go to learn team coaching. So I would say from business perspective that the team coaching actually is a better business as well. It's a next level, bigger impact. So that's the thing. What if you are looking this video is you are looking, and interested in very good subject, which I would like you to dig deeper. Yeah.
Very well.
And
Yeah.
And
I would just add to that when we qualify as coaches initially, we're often asked to do team coaching. And by doing this course, we can really be confident we have the depth and the foundations that we need to practice as a team coach in big organizations with confidence.
Wow. Confidence and depth in team coaching. Thank you so much, Anne and Antanas, to share with everybody. And whoever watching this video, we wish you the best in whatever endeavor you're going to pursue. And thank you for joining us for this video. And we'll see you next time.